Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I want to tell you what I do every season to maintain my home. And this time around, we're welcoming winter 2020. Now, if you've seen me talk about this in other videos, you'll start to recognize the pattern. All of these things are very routine, but they're embedded into the calendar so that they're harder for me to forget. When the seasons change, I know that means there's something I'm supposed to be taking care of in my home. That way nothing really runs down, breaks, falls into disrepair. As a home manager, I feel like it's my job to keep my eye on things, make sure they're running smoothly for the convenience of life. It's so inconvenient when something breaks or, when you run out of something. So just putting a little focus and energy into running my home well really helps my mental health, helps me feel less stressed and less frazzled. So if you have a home management goal in mind, you're going to want to subscribe because this is a channel where I give you lots of tips and tricks to maintain your home without too much effort, but with a big payoff. So every time the seasons change, I think about changing my toothbrush. Now, it's recommended that you change your toothbrush every 3 to 4 months. So that is about when the seasons change. If you feel like that's too often for you, what you could also do is schedule it in your reminders app on your phone or in a Google Calendar. Something digital so you can plug it in when to change your toothbrush. I'm not kidding here, people. We need to take care of our teeth. You plug it in and you'll have a reminder when it's time. Next, I change my air filters. Now, I do have a Nest. We've had it for a little under a year, but it will pop up on there, like a memo will come up and tell me that it's time to change my filters. But before I had this, I just timed it with the season change. It's a very easy way for me to remember. You can buy these filters in several packs. I've heard of subscription services like, a beauty service where you get something in the mail every month. I've heard of these for air filters where you'll get them every so often when it's time to change. I've never done it. I can't remember the name of it, but I know one of my fellow YouTubers talked about it several years ago, and I thought that was a very genius subscription. So you might be interested in something like that. Anytime you have the reminder coming into you, like whether it's from the Nest or from a service, then that is perfect because you can use your brain power for other things. But if you don't have those things, just put it with the season change. Every time the season change, you need to change your filter. This is also the perfect time to check your smoke detectors and smoke alarms and all that stuff. It's super easy. Usually just press the button, hold it, it'll start to beep. Make sure they're all working and you're good to go. That's something you don't want to let fall to the wayside because God forbid an emergency comes and yours wasn't working and it could have helped you get out the house faster. Who knows? Who knows? It's just one of those simple things that you want to make sure is always working, and it takes like seconds to check. I have 2 sets of sheets, and so I do this during the fall season. I prepare for winter. If you have a warm fall still, then this might be a great time to put on your winter sheets if you have a second pair. If you just have one set that lasts all the time, perfect. All you have to worry about is cleaning them, and we can get into cleaning routines in other videos. But if you like to change your sheets for the season, I just do a fall winter set and a spring summer set, and I just remember that's one of the fun parts of the season change. Like, oh, the seasons are changing, now it's time to put on my whatever sheets. I don't know. I look forward to the little things. The next is something that maybe not everyone has. We have a water softener and we have to maintain that. We add salt to it every now and again, not like table salt, but the water softener salts, and a very easy cleaner. You just pour it in and it sort of self-cleans. Again, there's a light indicator that tells us when to do that. It typically comes up, it's on 2 lists of mine. I have it on my seasonal cleaning, also on my 6-month cleaning. Pretty much it's going to be a set and forget soon, and I'll just look for that light. But in case that doesn't work, or the whole thing breaks down at some point, I'll at least have it on 2 different lists so I remember to check it. So if you have any specialty things, maybe you have a purifying water filter yourself and you need to clean that, like a pitcher. There's a lot of different water filters you can get, something on your sink. You may need to put that on one of your lists. For me, we just do the water softener down in the basement, and that's all we have at this point in life. Maybe down the line we'll have some sort of filter for actual drinking water. And the last thing is for my car. I do have to maintain my car. It's part of my home. It's part of home management that we have one car. It gets all four of us where we need to go, and it runs smooth and safe, and I want to treat it with respect. I feel like I owe it to my cars to take really good care of them. And so what I do every season is make sure that we get the oil changed. You may be able to do this yourself, change the oil. Maybe you have a spouse or a friend or an uncle, somebody who can do it for you. Fantastic. Otherwise, go to a service. We get our oil changed, our tires rotated. Even when you get gas, you can do your own air. Make sure your air on your tires is at the right amount. You know, there's a specific amount you should have. So put oil change on your seasonal upkeep. Again, when you get your oil changed, you should usually get a little sticker, and it'll give you a guideline of how many miles to drive. Eventually that may not line up with the every season change kind of thing. And also if you get different types of oil, you can go a little longer. But if you haven't done it, you're new to maintaining a car, put it on every season. Better safe than sorry. And then you can kind of develop your own way of remembering. But for now, the season change is the perfect way to remember something like that. So you can see that there's just a few easy things that I do every time the season changes that are almost as easy to forget. So put the effort into remembering. I write things down on note cards. I have things in a management binder. There's lots of different ways you can remember them. Put it into your phone. Anything helps, but maintaining your home is much easier than fixing something that's broken, or, you know, having to go out and get a new one. The cost to keep something up and running is usually much less than to replace it and fix it from scratch. If you want more home management tips, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.